just sitting there, just stroking this guy.
I don't care.
You don't even
think about it like that. This is a children's
anyways,
show. This is your second
let's go back to the children.
Hold on. When I saw this, I was like, oh, is she going to bend the golf club? And she just kept going. I'm like, she's not bending the golf club. What is she doing? And then the dad takes it away. I rewound it and watched it a second time.
She was waiting for the dad to take it. She knew she was supposed to bend it.
She was polishing it.
Polish it up real good before you bend it, right?
What?
I don't know. Sky, don't make it dirty. I'm not saying you can't use the term there. It just was a little surprising all of a sudden.
I'll change it. Ash really roasts Gengar and Haunter.
Yeah.
He just lets them have it. He's just like, yeah, their comedy act. It's not funny. Not for me.
It's funny to me right now. Look, I put an emoji in one of my notes.
I just can't. Sorry, spoiler.
Whoa, spoilers.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of the Pokemon Watch-Along, Episode 5, where we cover episodes 21 through 25. And I gotta say, this batch, it's pretty fun.
Not a bad batch.
Not a bad batch.
Means.
No.
Like last week, it was kind of a stinky, or I guess rather...
A month ago.
It was a bit of a stinky, but these 5 episodes were a lot better.
Yeah, I quite enjoy. And these were some that I actually watched as a child.
I had this VHS tape, guaranteed. There's no way I didn't, and I'll explain why.
There was a 3-part story arc with this episode.
Yeah, I think that's why they made this one a VHS tape, because of the arc, and that's probably why we liked it better as well, because of the arc. But like, I'm almost positive I had this VHS tape. I had a lot of the early VHS tapes. I'm almost guaranteeing this is one of them. And we'll get to, like I said, why I think that I had this one, but
yeah. But with that, like, I don't think there's any news. We don't do news on this.
Not really. No. Just Pokemon is Pokemon. We're back.
Yeah, we're back. I have a mustache
Ash
now
had
that
his
you can't
final
see.
episode, and we're getting the new.
That was very nostalgic. Yeah. Very sad. I cried.
And also we're getting the new anime sometime this month.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
I like Pokemon.
So without further ado, we're going to jump into episode 21. Thane's going to recap it, which is called Bye Bye Butterfree.
Oof. My heart.
Wow, spoilers.
Yeah, I know. Freaking, they put the spoiler in the name, right?
Yeah.
Imagine being a kid. You're watching this for the first time. It's airing in 4Kids on Saturday morning at, 8 a.m. It's probably about right. And you're like, oh, boy, can't wait for the next episode of Pokemon. And you get on and it starts playing, and Ash is like, I like Pokemon, and it says like dun 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 dun, bye bye Butterfree, and you're just like, huh Butterfree, is it dead?
Tune in.
I mean, butterflies don't have a very long lifespan, right? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
I mean, they got to go across the ocean to bone. That's spoilers.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. Go ahead, Thane.
All right. So, the Ashen gang are on their way to the sea, and they see a beautiful flock of Butterfree. And it's like, I think it's Brock or Misty says, "Oh, it's their mating season. They come." It's like, Butterfree, your chance to get laid. And then, like, other trainers also send out their Butterfree to also get laid.
I've got the Brain Dead Award right off the bat, right from the very beginning.
Uh-oh.
Who let these 10-year-old kids rent a freaking hot air balloon?
Oh, yeah.
I thought that at first, but then I saw a bunch of other people also in hot air balloons, so I was like, okay, it seems like it's not as random as I was thinking it was.
Also, Brock is... I question Brock's age by this point, but whatever.
Sure, and Brock was like, it's pretty easy. And he just pulls the thing, they start flying or whatever, but doesn't matter how old Brock is. The Brain Dead Award still goes to whoever rented the balloon, because he rented it, or she rented it to all those freaking kids, all those trainers.
Nah, they know how to fly balloons. They're fine. They can have Pokemon. They can have, like, tools of mass destruction. They're allowed to fly a balloon.
And I also thought it was interesting how Butterfree had to be 300 feet up in the air to, like, find their mate instead of just, like,
oh, they fly.
But why can't they?
It's
don't live up there. They don't.
It's romantic.
It's beautiful.
Scenery.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Although, honestly, being up in the air and mating is more for like something like a Pidgey or some kind of other bird. not really a.
Maybe that's an actual thing when it comes to animals.
Oh, I guarantee you.
they were
There's no
basing
way
that
that this
off of-
doesn't based off of a real animal thing.
So like butterflies just have to mate 300 feet in the air.
It's not like they're banging in the air.
Well,
They meet each other
all
in
I'm
the
saying
air.
is like these animals predominantly live down on the ground.
Sure. I bet it's a real thing. I bet it's
So
based
they
off
just-
of a real thing.
They just fly up. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it was interesting that that's what it was. Is they do it way up in the sky instead of
a
just
lot of
down on the ground.
like Pokemon things are generally based off of the real world, especially in the earlier generations, because they didn't really have a lot of stuff. I don't want to say this, but it didn't have a lot of creativity. So most of the stuff was just based on real world
Well,
stuff.
I mean, Butterfree's evolution was just caterpillar, caterpillar. What's it called? What's the
Caterpie.
Cocoon.
No, caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly.
Yeah.
That's my case.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So Butterfree goes out there, tries to score. He gets rejected.
Our poor little Butterfree don't got the Riz. Doesn't have any Riz.
He
That's
is,
what I
So
wrote in my
then-
he
notes.
is in fact a gamer.
Butterfree
So
don't got the
Butterfree gets
Riz.
depressed, and he's like, the guys are like, don't get depressed. I have an idea. So they tie a little scarf around him,
Dude, that'll give him the Riz, dude.
like a.
He had the drip, dude. I love how Brock too. Sorry to keep cutting you off. Then go ahead. I'll wait.
No, go.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say I love how Brock was like, me and Butterfree, we're homies. We're one and the same.
We're both trying to get laid.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna write a book
all
about
the
this.
time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like, I should write a book about being rejected.
You just go out there and say, I want to be your Butterfree.
And then at that same conversation, Misty tells Butterfree how to basically win a Pokemon battle and said it's the same as dating. Go out there, beat up your mate.
Yeah.
I was like, what the freak, Misty? What kind
Yeah,
of
like-
dating advice is this?
Also, Butterfree goes out there again, and Brock sees another chick who we don't see again after that.
Ever
scene.
again.
Yeah.
You'd think that she would be like
Yeah.
a main character for the episode, but
Brock's
no.
just horny for any hot chick that
Brock's
walks
is
by.
like, let's do this, Butterfree.
It really shines a lot in his how shallow he is.
It's
to his
like-
character.
You know how like there's like people that are like single parents and they go out onto the park and try to potentially meet other single parents they could potentially hook up with. It's kind of like, the more I get this like analogy, it's not working as good in my head. But I'm gonna keep going just cause. But maybe I shouldn't. So the single parents go, they meet each other, right? And then like they have their kids play together. In this case, in the Pokemon world, it's these Pokemon trainers. They meet each other by having their Butterfrees do a little bit more than just play together.
They really play
Be
together.
real Butterfree.
But also, what is equally wrong on Brock's part is he says, Butterfree, if you hook up with that Butterfree, then trainers will hook up too.
It's like-
Whose Butterfree is it, Brock?
Yeah.
It's not yours.
Oh, why
And-
not? It could be.
And
Brock's a homie. Ash is a homie. He'd let him happen.
and Butterfree sees a pink one. And it's like, nah, I thought it was shiny, but the concept of shinies didn't exist at this episode, and it was almost there. The pink Butterfree was almost there, but the actual shiny Butterfree, yes, I looked this up.
I did too.
Got green eyes.
It
It's
has
like black.
has green eyes, a black body, and pink wings. It's not all pink like what the show in the anime, but there's pink wings, so they almost that.
I think it looks cool, honestly.
Yeah.
I like the shiny Butterfree.
Yeah,
The black gothic look.
yeah. He's really going for the goth GF, but it's pink pastel this time. So
Maybe I'm Butterfree.
he really tries to get in on that one. He's like desperate, and Ash is like, Butterfree, beat the crap out of her.
Show him your moves.
It's like, and he's using moves. It's like, no,
It's
Butterfree,
trying to
you don't
impress
wanna-
the Butterfree. Like,
Yeah,
look
it's
how
like-
strong my attack is.
Yeah, how I impress chicks.
He's not
I literally-
attacking the Butterfree.
No,
He's
how I
just using
impress
his moves.
chicks. I do my shadow boxing.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You do your shadow clone.
Yeah.
You both
My jutsu and pretend to do it.
If you're
want
in-
to see me
if
blow
you're-
fire.
If you're from America, you just pull out your Glock and start shooting.
Yeah.
Like, look how strong my attacks are.
Look at this accuracy, baby.
Yeah. You want to see my barrel?
Yeah. And why he's trying to hit on the Butterfree. Here comes Team Rocket.
That's a song. No, that's a card. Never mind. It's the name of a card.
Here comes Team Rocket. Play the
I promise.
card.
It's a thing.
There
I
goes a
believe you.
giant butterfly net. It's like, aha, we're gonna steal it. And then
Genius, though, by the way.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably one of their better ideas.
Yeah, and all
Actually-
the freaking puns came out too for that section.
Yeah. I didn't write any down. I can't remember.
There was
but-
too many, and
yeah.
I was like, after the fifth one, I was like, I'm not gonna write any
Yeah.
of these down.
So actually later they actually meant like, wow, this is a pretty genius plan. It actually succeeded.
They're really happy about
Yeah.
it
21
succeeding.
episodes
Yeah.
for them to get one.
And it was
successful.
funny the part where Ash's Butterfree was
Oh.
trying to save the
Yeah.
other Butterfrees. He's trying to attack a helicopter.
Yeah. So, like, Ash was, like, giving them commands,
Yeah.
too. What in the world did Ash think Stun Spore would do against a helicopter?
Yeah, especially when
That's
it's
my
right
biggest
into the
question.
blades. It's just gonna chop and spread it.
Yeah, but
I
in
don't
my
get
head, I
that.
was like, wait, if Butterfree shoots the stun spore into the top of the helicopter, isn't just gonna blow the spores back up and knock them
Yeah,
out? Or
exactly.
is he immune to stun spore?
No, it would go through. It'd go
Yeah.
down.
Oh, that's right, because it sucks.
So that's the first thing that's stupid. Second thing is, you know, all those other trainers that are watching their Butterfree get
Yeah.
stolen, they're not doing jack. They're
Honestly-
just watching this happen. They're like,
honestly,
hey,
I'm
at least
pretty
they're effing. I don't care where they are.
Effing in
Honestly,
the
someone
net.
has a Charizard can't just like burn the helicopter or
Instantly.
something.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Dumb. Yeah. It's dumb. It's dumb. That's the dumbest part of the episode. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Butterfree's trying to follow it, and it's like, we can't follow in a hot balloon. It's like, we'll have to try. So they do. They track it in the hot balloon.
He's like, you got to go faster, Brock. Brock goes, I'm trying. There's not much I can do here. Though. He's just pulling the fire.
More
Also,
fire.
air balloons aren't. That's not really how air balloons
No,
work.
not at all.
It's like really hard to change direction in air balloon. You have to actually like, I don't know. Like I think you can, but you have to like pull out a sail or something. I don't remember.
They move incredibly slow.
Yeah,
There's no way they're catching the
Yeah.
helicopter.
but somehow they.
They basically go as fast as the wind.
Yeah,
Because the fire only goes up and down.
yeah. No, you can't. Guess you can't go left. You can't move it.
There's
like
no
that.
there's
Yeah.
no acceleration
Yeah.
in hot.
Shut up, photos.
Our
Get
Photos
off
app got an update. Sorry for
Get outta
breaking
here.
immersion, everybody.
Yeah, they're like, whoa.
God. Okay. Why Sky's fixing that? They somehow catch up to a hideout in their hot air balloon. Yeah, I don't get it either.
They made it. It was,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was pretty cool, and then you got the cool scene after that. I liked it.
And so they track down Team Rocket and they steal their catchphrase.
This is the best part of the
Yeah.
episode, I think.
Yeah.
I love it. They do it a couple times
Yeah.
throughout the series. This is the first time they do it. But yeah, like Ash and Misty come in, like start doing the same catchphrase. So funny to me. It gets me every time they do it. It's hilarious. Good stuff. Good writing.
So they're fighting Team Rocket, and Butterfree frees all the other Butterfrees, and they go out, and then Team Rocket's like, oh no, get back here, and they try to catch the Butterfrees again with the same plan.
Before they
But-
leave their warehouse, though,
Yeah,
there's one thing I want to point out. So
Yeah.
the pink Butterfree,
yeah,
it's like it was like
yeah, I
watching
remember.
it was watching Butterfree like save everybody,
yeah.
and then it like went up to the Butterfree and it was just like finger touch, finger
Yeah.
touch, and started blushing. And when it started doing that, I could not stop. I'm like, why is Butterfree finger touching? It's not an
Yeah.
anime schoolgirl.
Yeah, I
it's
saw
a
that.
Butterfree.
It is an
That was
anime
hilarious.
character.
It was so
Um,
funny, dude.
Also, during that same scene, did you guys catch where Jesse freaking slams Staryu, or is it Starmie? Starmie with a freaking sledgehammer.
Yeah.
It's like, what the freak?
What? And then Misty comes in with with like a water
fire.
thrower.
She's like a firefighter or whatever.
Yeah, and just douses it.
That works apparently.
Yeah, no, it works apparently.
It was super pushing juice. It wasn't
yeah.
water. That's why it worked.
Yeah. So Jesse and James try the same exact thing, and
It was working again.
yeah,
That's how good of a plan it was.
And
It was
then-
working again.
yeah. And then Pikachu has an idea, or is it Ash? I can't remember
I
the
think it was
details.
Pikachu.
Yeah,
Pikachu talks to the Butterfree,
yeah.
and then
And then they
they
jump
go
on.
fly over to
and
attack.
Pikachu lands on it, and he goes, hi motherfuckers, and it.
I loved Pikachu's face. Like Pikachu doesn't do anything the
It's like
whole
a
episode.
he's like staring at him, and smiling at him like a social.
He's just like Pika.
yeah, that's
Pika,
what I got with
Pika.
serial killer vibes.
Pika.
Because he freaking falls, he slaps the side of the window. He's just like this, and he just smiles.
He's gonna strike us. He's gonna strike us.
They were freaking
He's
out.
gonna strike us. He's gonna strike us.
I thought that was so
Shot
funny.
The back and forth cuts, the very fast cuts, and then Pikachu murders them.
Yeah,
Murders them, blows up the helicopter, and murders them all.
I'm sure there's a cut of that on YouTube where they put like horror music over it. It would just be hilarious.
Rip Team Rocket.
It's like that's like David Lynch editing right there. It's gonna shock us. He's gonna shock us. He's gonna shock. It's like okay, just shock him already.
Rest in peace, Team Rocket.
So all the Butterfrees are free. They go back to the cliff. Ash,
What?
what? Ash is like, so I guess you found your Butterfree, and he's like, yeah. And then it's like, oh, you want to leave? It's like, okay. And then they have a sad montage. And he's like, goodbye, Butterfree. I'll miss you.
They start playing the freaking opening
Yeah,
song over the
yeah.
sad montage, and I was like, no, don't do this. Don't do it.
So the part that made me tear
It
up.
was his first Pokemon he caught, legitimately.
Yeah, but the part that made me like, I didn't even tear up, but it was just like, oh, was when Pikachu started crying. I was like, oh no,
My Pikachu,
Don't do this.
My first homie.
Yeah, I know, they're freaking high looking at the moon in episode 2 or 3. They were real homies.
Yeah.
Bye bye Butterfree.
Yeah, bye bye Butterfree. That's the end. On to the
So,
next episode.
Moral of that one is get laid.
What?
Yeah,
Yes,
apparently.
okay.
Thank you, Butterfree, for teaching us. All right, next episode is Abra and the Psychic Showdown. It starts out with the group in a forest, as pretty much 90% of all of these episodes do. And they're fighting, and they're arguing, and we get one of the funniest lines of the whole 5 episodes. Brock just goes, you two don't want to just stand there and insult each other. And then Ash and Misty both look at Brock and go, yes, we do!
Dude, I thought their insults were funny too. Did you write down their insults?
Mm-mm.
So Misty says, Misty says to Ash, your sense of direction is so bad you couldn't find yourself in a mirror. And then Ash says, you break mirrors.
Oh.
When they said that, dude, I was freaking dead laughing. Because I've heard the you break mirrors one. I've never heard the your sense of direction one, though. And I thought both those paired together would just kill me.
It's freaking good, dude. Anyway, so while they're in the forest, all of a sudden this scary, mysterious ghost girl kind of shows up out of nowhere, and they start chasing after her. So much so that Ash just about falls off a cliff. Man, Windows has given us so many things today.
It's because the internet just came back.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's wanting to watch. It said for us to watch anime. Interesting. Thank you, Windows.
As if we don't do that.
It's like
already.
they know. Anyway, yeah. So Ash basically just about dies because he was following this ghost girl.
Yeah.
But luckily, he threw out a Bulbasaur real quick, and Bulbasaur grabbed him and saved him. Bulbasaur pulls him back up, and hey, look at that. There's the city. It's Saffron City, just chilling. It's Saffron City, right?
Saffron
I
Burrows.
didn't write it
Saffron
down.
City. Yep. They see Saffron City, and they're like, oh, shoot, that's where we're going. Cool. Awesome. This works out great for us. So they head into Saffron City. Literally the first step into Saffron City, they get bombarded by 2 hot girls.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. And they say that they're the 1 millionth and 1 millionth and 1 and 1 millionth and second or something like that visitors to the city, which is really dumb just in general. And you'd think that like they'd learned by now that they don't ever win anything. It's always just Team Rocket effing with them. But they went with it, and so they followed Team Rocket, ended up in this place. Pikachu got stolen from them, and they got put on a warp pad, which is actually very clever because it's like reminiscent of the games at this part of the game.
Yeah.
When you're in Saffron City in the games, you go through Team Rocket's hideout, and it's all these warp pads and stuff everywhere. And Sabrina's gym is also filled with warp pads in the games too. So having that nice little callback was fun, and I enjoyed that. He's definitely taking on Sabrina's gym way earlier than any other thing of the game that you would do. Like Sabrina's typically like your 7th or 6th badge. Like it's pretty late into the game, but anyway, that doesn't matter. that's just me talking at that point. Anyway, so Team Rocket's captured them. They got Pikachu, and literally Team Rocket's been getting W after W. Their last scheme worked pretty dang well. This game seemed like it's going to work phenomenally well, but then all of a sudden the Ghost Girl shows up and kind of ruins their whole plan. Grabs Pikachu, teleports to the group, grabs the group and teleports them out, and rip Team Rocket again. It's very sad.
They're paralyzed.
Very, very unfortunate for them. You don't see them for the rest of the episode till the very, very end. Spoiler alert. Anyway, the group starts heading towards Saffron City Gym. A guy runs up to him and says, "Hey, don't do it.
You're gonna
not
lose.
Good. You're gonna lose. You're gonna get your butt kicked." Ash goes, "F you, I'm going in." So he goes in. He finds Sabrina. They start the fight. Sabrina's kind of sketch. She's got the little doll, which is the same doll that they'd been chasing this entire time. They start the fight. Sabrina sends out an Abra. Ash sends out Pikachu. Pikachu's literally getting his cheeks clapped. And so much so that Abra decides to evolve mid-fight to clap his cheeks even harder.
I thought that was such a Chad move. It was just like, wow, you're so bad that I have time to evolve during the fight.
Real talk, though, like, this is something you'll see later on in the series is Pokemon evolving mid-fight.
Yeah.
Effing cool. Probably one of my favorite parts about Pokemon fights. It's just like it's like the classic anime power-up, but but it makes sense for the world. Oh, it's so freaking cool. What a good
I thought it was just an illusion at first. Like, oh, it looks like an Abra. Surprise, I'm actually Kadabra.
Nah, bro, he was killing him. And so one thing I noticed is at one point the Kadabra, it looks like it's controlling the Thunderbolt and sends the Thunderbolt back at Pikachu, and that's probably honestly what it was doing. But I like to think about it as like if Pikachu was confused and it was trying to hit itself in confusion. I kind of thought that would be a clever way for them to kind of show that instead of just having Pokemon punch themselves in the face.
Yeah.
Because that's stupid, and that's what I always saw as a kid. Like, why is my Pikachu slapping itself in the face? This is the dumbest thing in the world. But if it is just like things like they're doing an attack and all of a sudden their attack misses and flies back at them, because that's cool. I like that. I'm into that. Pikachu eventually does get hit by the Confusion Ray or the Psychic or whatever those psychic powers and starts doing Thriller. It starts dancing to Thriller. I don't know why. And Ash decides to call the fight because he doesn't want Pikachu to die. He's already acting like a zombie. He doesn't need him to die or anything. Sabrina says that you guys lost, time to be my friends, and I'm going to play with you guys. And she teleports them into this
to the dollhouse
abandoned town, which turns out is very small. And now they're very small, and they're the size of dolls, which is very weird and not explained at all, that they can just teleport them and change their size whenever they feel, but it's whatever, I guess. We come to find out that Sabrina's doll creepy girl thing is gonna play with them, and she throws like this bowling ball at them and the ball starts rolling at them. It's gonna hit them, and the dude from earlier in the episode that shows up and says, "Hey, bro, don't go in there and fight him. It's gonna be bad news bears for you." He shows up, grabs the group, and teleports them out of the gym, and they get away.
Though I gotta ask, how is the Pokemon League not come down? It's like, hey, listen, you cannot turn people into dolls after they lose. This is not ethical.
Maybe
I
they
know,
don't
right?
know.
Yeah.
They probably don't know, but
Yeah.
honestly, I was thinking about like how did these episodes and like this episode and like the next two really, how did they like not just frighten every single kid across America or the world all at the same time? Like,
Yeah.
I remember watching these episodes and being just so frightened from them. Seeing the group turn into like dolls, like size and everything and all that freaked me out. Even the next episode too gets even more into that, and it freaks me out even more. But anyway, they're back on the surface. They're back in Saffron City with the old guy. The old guy is saying, "Yeah, you suck. If you can't even like withstand my psychic powers, then you're just bad." And then he starts making Ash do the Thriller as well.
And he pulls his pants down.
And makes him do Thriller. Ash eventually somehow is able to resist a little bit of his psychic powers, and he goes, "Okay, well, I guess you can go get a ghost Pokemon. They're pretty strong against psychic type." He's like, "Okay, where?" And it says Lavender Town, and that's the end of the episode. They head out towards Lavender Town.
So is it just a Pokemon thing, or is this just anime only where people can use telekinetic powers?
I
think
would
it's-
say it's a Pokemon thing, because like there's some characters in the games that don't necessarily like. It's like a weird like quirk they have, but it's not like a thing that they just do all the time. The majority of what you'll see in the games is people making Pokeballs float. That's about it. Like even as like recent as Sword and Shield, I can remember characters just making their Pokeballs float for fun. No idea why.
Yeah, because when I first saw this episode, I was like, oh, is she using Abra's power to do all this? And then you find out that no.
She literally is psychic.
Yeah, she uses her own telekinetic powers, but
And that's how it was in the games too. I'm pretty sure she is literally psychic. Granted, her actual sprite in the game, she was holding a whip, so it's not helping the psychic case.
It's,
But there are other characters that are like making Pokeballs float and it shows
she-
like that. And
Is she psychic in Pokemon Adventures?
that I honestly don't remember.
Yeah.
It's not a huge thing if she is. I don't think she is.
Oh.
A spoiler alert, minor spoiler for Pokemon Adventures. She's a part of Team Rocket at the beginning,
Yeah.
and I don't think she had psychic power. Oh, she might have. But it's one of those things where it's not that huge of a thing.
Yeah.
I feel like the anime is the only time they actually made the psychic powers a quote unquote threat.
mm,
And I think this is the only time too. I don't think you see it become a threat later on or whatever. It's just they make Sabrina scary. But
It kind
yeah.
of reminds me of Metal Gear Solid, where like they underplay the fact that people have psychic powers. Like Psycho Mantis has psycho powers, and it's like, yeah, I will now
It's
move
just
the
whatever.
controller with my mind alone.
He's just like, whatever, you can do
Yeah.
it. No one else can. though.
At the end of Metal Gear Solid 2, Fortune suddenly starts using psychic powers because they mentioned it once as like, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
so episode 23, titled "The Tower of Terror." It starts off with, as Cole mentioned, the gang's they're heading to Lavender Town to get a ghost Pokemon because that is what psychic are weak to.
There's not as many corpses in this one.
Yeah.
No, there's corpses.
Is there corpses? I can't remember.
We'll see later on.
Okay, yeah.
So
I
as
remember their corpses being in the Pokemon game, like the Game Boy games.
There's no corpses in the game,
yeah.
just
Yeah.
tombstones.
Yeah, there's tombstones from Pokemon. I guess that's the creepypasta. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Like, there's the zombie sprites.
No, that's not a real thing.
Yeah.
There's no zombies in Pokemon.
That's like a creepypasta. I know that there's like unknown entity, and then if you encounter the Pokemon, it's just a Ghastly or a Haunter. Yeah.
Or a dead Marowak.
Yeah, dead Marowak.
So as the gang is heading there, the fog rolls in. They can't see each other. Everybody's a little bit freaked out. So Ash and Misty are like, hey, let's all link hands or we're going to lose each other. So Ash and Misty are holding hands. Brock reaches out to grab one of their hands, grabs Pikachu's tail.
And Pikachu kills him.
Yeah, Pikachu just is like, nuh-uh.
Pikachu's like, F you, I'm killing you all.
Yeah. Freaking zaps Brock. And then Ash decides to scare Misty with a mask. And everybody's just on edge right now because there's ghosts. The whole thing that happened with Sabrina getting turned into dolls, it makes sense. Everybody's freaking out. So they get to the tower where these ghost Pokemon supposedly are, and nobody wants to go in there. Ash is like, listen, guys, we got to go in there. We got to find this ghost so I can beat Sabrina because I'm selfish and want a badge.
Hey, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Why are they with him? I don't blame him. Sure, he's selfish, but I'm on Ash's team here.
I'm on Ash's team too. I'm just saying that's what he is.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what it is. So, anyway, Ash finally convinces everybody. They go into the tower, and Team Rocket was in there. Before they entered in, Team Rocket gets scared by Ghastly. They fall. They make noises. They fall in this hole. And then Ash and the gang are like, whoa, there's noises coming from inside. Freaks them out even more, but they go in there. As they're in the tower, they're looking around.
Sorry,
No, go ahead.
This is a quote I wanted to mention about when Team Rocket fell through the floor. So James falls first, and then Meowth says, "Oh, he's okay. The floor broke his fall." That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Good job, Meowth. Just casual making fun of death.
So as the gang enters the tower, Ash throws out Charmander because it's dark, and anytime it's dark,
There's a lantern.
yeah, Charmander comes out. He's just like, oh, they're just using me for my tail.
It's like they didn't have a lantern Pokemon yet, so they decided to make it into a Charmander.
Yeah.
It's great.
And I always think it's very interesting. I know I've mentioned it before on the podcast, but I like it when they use Pokemon for real world things other than just battling. Like in the last episode, Ash used Bulbasaur to save his life.
Yeah.
We get the classic Charmander flashlight.
Turn Onyx into a staircase.
Yeah.
And somehow not die from it.
So then it cuts. We see Gengar and Haunter just laughing their butts
Dude,
off
they're
at the TV show.
vibing.
Yeah, they're just
They're
chilling.
just hanging, dude. They're gamers. I love them. I freaking love Gengar and Haunter. They're so funny.
So then all the homies, they enter this dining room. Looks really nice. There's food.
Oh, this brings up another thing that's interesting. We kind of briefly mentioned it, but this Pokemon Tower is just a mansion.
Yeah.
And in the games, it's a cemetery.
Yeah.
So it's
Pokemon
interesting.
Tower.
Yeah, it's interesting that this is how they
They
interpreted
adapted
it.
it, changed it.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So they're in the dining room and they're like, whoa, why is there food? This is too good to be true. And then just all hell breaks loose. Brock and Charmander are flying on plates. Food's flying everywhere. It's just a freaking nightmare. Pikachu has freaking PTSD from fighting Abra. Well, I guess after that, they all run back outside. And then Ash is like, hey, we got to go back in there. I got to get my ghost Pokemon. And then Pikachu has PTSD from fighting Abra. Everyone's freaking out.
Poor
So
Pikachu, man.
yeah, literally. So Misty and Brock stay outside, but I think it was Ash, Pikachu, and Charmander go back in. They find the hole that Team Rocket fell into. And instead of looking down the hole to see what's down there, they just hear noises, and Ash is like, it's probably the ghost Pokemon. Let's kill them. So Pikachu and Charmander both are just blasting down in this hole.
So this is my first actually. I don't think I have any others for the episodes, but this is the only one, and it's kind of a stretch, let's be honest. It's just another classic 4Kids dubbed it into a random stupid thing. Like, so he just says, or Ash just yells, Pikachu, use electric. That's it. That's the attack. Use electric. And I just like, okay. It's not the worst thing, but I'll let it slide, I guess. But
it's light based, so.
But electric's not an attack.
Yeah.
Electric's a type.
Nice.
Probably meant like thunderbolt.
I'm sure
yeah,
it meant that, but they just dubbed it wrong.
So after Team Rocket dies again for the who knows how many times.
Dude, they died so much.
Freaking Ash is like yeets a Pokeball and slaps Jesse right in the face.
It's so good, dude. It's so good. It's like, I must have weakened it, right?
Yeah. So then after that, Haunter shows up and starts battling / just dicking with Ash, and he licks Charmander, and that's where we get the intro.
Yeah. Poor Charmander. Take a
Straight
lick
up
to the
sexual
face.
harassment right there.
We love Haunter though.
Yeah.
We're Haunter stands in this house.
Then Gengar shows up right after that. He hits Ash with a fan, and at that moment, Ash finds out that these two just want to be comedians.
They just want to chill.
They just want to
want to have fun.
Yeah, they want to laugh.
some
They want to make
laughing.
people laugh. And then Ash just freaking dicks them down. He's just like,
What?
these guys aren't that funny.
Oh my God.
What did you say?
This is a family show. Kind of.
Holy shit, dude.
Wait, is that not a phrase I could use?
It's a phrase, but it's different. It means something different.
You
Really?
used it.
Yes.
Dicking someone down means something
Yes. What? It means like,
You're effing them.
yeah, you're effing them.
Oh. I thought it was just like, I've heard it in the context of when you dick somebody down, it's because you're just like, you're making them feel
wailing
bad.
'em.
You're roasting them. You're wailing on 'em.
Exactly.
Okay, so am I right or wrong?
I mean,
But you know that, that one Travis Scott homoerotic parody.
No.
They used that term in there.
I'm not
Okay.
saying you can't use the term there. It just was a little surprising all of a sudden.
I'll change it. Ash really roasts Gengar and Haunter.
Yeah.
He just lets them have it. He's just like, yeah, their comedy act. It's not funny. Not for me.
It's funny to me right now. I'm
So
crying.
then Haunter and Gengar are like, well, we're just going to pull your souls out of your body.
Well, hold on. The chandelier
Oh, the
fell.
chandelier falls.
They didn't pull their souls.
Yeah.
They died.
Okay, is that what happens?
They
actually died?
Yeah, this is what I was alluding to with the corpses.
Oh.
Ash and Pikachu died.
Yeah, the chandelier falls on them. Their bodies are laying there. And then
Of all the things to finally kill them, a chandelier kills them.
yeah, their souls come out of their body. So the first thing that they do, they're flying. Ash is like, let's go haunt Misty and Brock.
Let's go F with them. That'd be funny.
Yeah. So they F with Misty and Brock, and then they're just flying through the city. And then he also, I was going to bring up too, like, is this the first time that we've ever seen a full evolution of all three Pokemon vibing together? Because you got Ghastly, Gengar, and Haunter.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen actually, I don't think we've seen a final evolution other than like Starmie. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any actually.
Have we seen it? We haven't seen a Charizard yet, have we?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
We've seen pictures of them.
Well, we
and, like,
saw the giant
ones,
yeah, the giant
and like when they
mecha ones.
fused them together and stuff.
Yeah.
But we saw Gengar the first episode actually.
Oh, battling?
Yeah, in the battle versus the Nidorino. So maybe that's why they felt it was okay to use Gengar here.
Yeah. I just thought it was fun that you could see the full evolution tree together.
Plus, these are the only 3 ghost Pokemon in the entire game at that point. So
Yeah.
like, what better? Why might as well put all 3 of them into the same episode? We just had a Ghastly episode like 3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
It's just
Come on,
Ghastly.
Pokemon, be a little more creative. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. And so after the Ash and the ghosts are haunting Misty and Brock, Misty's like, hey, I hear Ash's voice. Maybe something happened. We got to get in there. So they run into the tower, and then they look and see Ash and Pikachu's lifeless bodies just
Effing dead.
vibing there. And Misty starts crying a little bit, freaking out. She's like, Ash, come back, Ash. And Ash is like, okay. So they go back into their bodies. Ash wakes up.
Did you not mention the epic prank?
When he picks her up and drops her.
Oh, yeah.
What if Brock didn't catch her?
Yeah.
She just died too.
Catch her, Brock. Let's go.
Yeah.
She just dead.
It's just a prank, bro.
It's just a prank, bro.
Yeah.
Don't take it that bad.
So, yeah, Ash comes back. Misty's a little teary-eyed. Brock's there. Just vibing.
Misty's always the tsundere too.
Literally, yeah.
Like always hates him the entire time, but as soon as something bad happens, you're alive.
Don't die, my boy.
My boy.
So then
Yeah.
after that, Haunter is just like, yeah, I'll stick around, I guess. And now he's just homies with Ash.
He's homies.
That's the end of the episode. They're heading back to fight Sabrina, the teenage psychopath.
The teenage witch.
And with that, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back for the final 2 episodes. Welcome back from our break.
Hello.
We did some fun things during our break.
I browsed
Yeah.
Reddit.
Yeah.
Redditor.
A little bit of YouTube Shorts as well. Saw some nice hydraulic pressing.
Thane applied for a credit card. First one.
True.
Proud of the boy.
That's not true.
I know his credit score.
Do you know the song?
FreeCreditReport.com.
Get connected for free
coming
with
at me like an
education.
atom bomb.
Get
Yeah.
connected
All because
for
some
free
hacker stole
with
my
education
identity.
connection. Get connected for free. Remember that one?
I
Yeah.
don't know that one actually.
Oh, really? Wow. They played it on Cartoon Network back in the day. I went on the internet and signed up for education connection.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember that one.
Well, Thane, speaking of
Yeah.
something completely different, you got episode 24 for us?
Episode
Yeah.
24.
It's going to be mostly off the cuff since I
Do you remember what the name of the episode is called?
do never remember what the name of the
Thane,
episodes.
you have to know.
It's Haunter versus Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan.
Kangaskhan.
Kazam. Cause I am Kazam. Oh man. Let's green egg
You're
and ham
so close, Thane.
it. God, why can't
Abra?
Kadabra.
Yeah, there you go.
Kadabra.
Allah.
Try to think Alakazam.
Kangaskhan.
But I think of, like-
That's a spoiler for an upcoming
Yeah.
episode. You're welcome.
While I was taking notes, I
I'm
I
tiny
kind of got
thumbs.
distracted and forgot to take notes because I was doing something else. I was preparing a short for the video game on our Radcats channel, or video on the Radcats channel, and it's like, oh shoot, I'm supposed to take notes. Oh well.
So what happens?
So what happens is that Ash is like, hey, come here, like, so he takes Haunter with him, and it's like, we're gonna be buddies, and and for some reason Brock and I wrote down in this notes Brock is afraid of ghosts.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. And didn't he get licked by him, or was it Misty?
Misty gets licked.
Yeah,
'cause
Misty gets
Misty's
licked.
all like, "Oh, look, he's kind of cute. He ain't my friend." And Hunter licks him
It's
and
like
paralyzes him.
Sexual assault right there.
Ash is like, "Bro, you can't paralyze people. Stop."
Oh yeah, I also wrote in it all corrected to Hunter, but Hunter cripples Misty. Literally just like
Hunter.
yeah. So they go to the building. They're like, "All right, Sabrina, I'm back. I got ghost Pokemon."
Round 2.
Wait, before
Round
they
2.
Brock and Misty didn't go in.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
No, they did. Yeah,
Yes,
they
they
did.
did.
Yes,
They
they
went in
did.
this time.
No.
I'm
just-
so confused
They
because
didn't. They didn't go into the tower.
they didn't want to go in because they had
Yeah.
like their support thingies.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yes.
"Yeah, go Ash, you go in. We'll be out here or whatever."
Yeah.
But what made them go back in though with them?
I don't remember.
eventually?
I can't remember either.
I can't remember all the fine details.
I just remember very
Yeah.
heavily like those
No, but
signs
the
were
reason
like,
they go back in,
painted
but
over
the
the
reason they'll go
top.
back in because it has to make sense. It's here in a second.
"Oh, I know,
Yeah.
I know why,"
Yeah.
but like I
Yeah.
just tried. I don't remember the thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
Back
what's
to-
interesting about those flags you were talking about, though, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but they literally just had a PNG of Ash's
I want
face
to
on
die.
the flag.
I was
Yeah.
about to say that, but then I got cut off by 3 people.
Say it then.
I can't. You already spoiled
It
it.
doesn't matter
for
who
me.
Yeah.
says
It
it.
was my thing.
So-
Say it.
It's in my notes. I say 4 kids painted over the Japanese
Yeah.
text, and I thought it was funny.
Okay.
I was just gonna say I thought that the way they animated because it's just a PNG of the face, and then if you
Yeah.
look at it, they're like hand moving it with the flag.
Yeah, they had to move it every
Yeah.
keyframe so they could follow the flag a little bit
Yeah.
because they had to paint over the Japanese text.
So, finally, back on track.
Oh, F you think.
Ash and group go inside the building, and he's like, "All right, Sabrina,
You're definitely right though.
I-
They definitely
I'm
do
here
go
to take
together.
I'm gonna take
So
you
confused.
out." It's like, "We're gonna take you out," and
With Haunter.
with Haunter, and Haunter's like, "Haunter, where's Haunter?"
Haunter
He's
says that?
No,
Sabrina.
No.
Brina.
So it's like,
Brina's like, "Where's Haunter?
Yeah,
Where's
where's
this
Haunter?"
Haunter
It's
you
like,
speak of?"
Ash's like, "Yeah, where is Haunter?" And it's like, "Go Pikachu," and he's like, "No way."
Pikachu's like, "Yeah,
not
that."
done.
And it's like, I guess like Sabrina's like, "If you have Pokemon, I guess you forfeit." And then she turns Brock and Misty into dolls.
Yeah, they try to run away, and then Sabrina says, "I ain't having that
It's
this
like-
time."
Ash's like, "Nah, get out of here," and he gets out of here. And,
Ash did escape.
yeah. Did the guy save him again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the door was locked, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, "Quick, go." He's like, "What happened in there?" And he's like, "I don't know. My Haunter wouldn't show up." And he's like, "Well, I guess it's time to tell you Sabrina's backstory."
I will say, before you get into the backstory,
Yeah.
this begs the question: is Ash legally allowed to use this Haunter in an
Yeah, that's
official
true.
match?
So here's my theory.
It's
why,
technically not even his Pokemon.
Here's my theory why Haunter didn't follow Ash's commands. Like, come on, let's go to
Yeah,
battle,
it's not
because
his
he has his
Pokemon.
own, and he has his reason for not being there. But he still has a will of his own since Ash didn't
Well,
catch him.
You shouldn't say it like that. Pokemon have rules of their own,
Yeah.
even if they have
But, like, no,
trainers.
he doesn't have a bond. He has to have a bond. He doesn't have a reason.
There you go.
To,
There's no reason
like,
for him to
follow
be
his
there.
orders.
Yeah. It's not his
Yeah.
Pokemon. It's just a wild Pokemon that
Yeah.
happened to follow him around a little bit.
So then the old man tells of the backstory that Sabrina was born psychic, and then at some point she split her personality between this doll that's her child self and the adult who's like kind of mindless. And
he knows all this because he's
Yeah.
a photographer.
oh yeah, and then the last episode before Fred Sabrina, she has a whole psychic facility inside her gym.
Yeah, she definitely did
That's
that.
never appears after that scene. Like he kind of
Like
the one
training
guy just kind
psychics or
of
something.
bends the spoon just a little bit, which looks like he kind of bends it with his thumb. I'm gonna be honest.
So she cheated.
That's like actually a thing where it's like in like magic schools, like I'll now bend the spoon with my mind, and then they do a little sleight of hand trick.
Did you guys catch that one? Like, it was probably it was uncomfortably long.
Yeah.
Where in Sabrina's backstory, she's sitting there, she's just jerking off a golf club for no reason.
Oh.
No, she was
No.
gonna bend it.
I didn't
Oh.
see
She
her.
was gonna bend
I did
it.
Wow.
not see her.
No, and then her dad got
Oh my
mad
God.
because he knew that she was just gonna bend his golf club,
Yeah.
and she took it from
But
he
she
took it
was
from
just
her.
sitting there just stroke
She was
this
gonna
guy.
bend it.
Don't care.
You don't even
Yeah.
think about it like that. This is a kid children's
anyways,
show. This is your second
let's go
offense,
back to
sir.
the children.
Hold on. When I saw this, I was like, "Oh, is she gonna bend the golf club?" And she just kept going. I'm like, "She's not bending the golf club. What is she doing?" And then the dad takes it away. I rewound it and watched it a second
She
time.
was waiting for the dad to take it. She knew she was supposed to bend it.
She was polishing it. She was polishing
You gotta
it.
polish it up real good before you bend it, right?
What?
I don't know. Sky, don't make it dirty.
God damn it, Sky. Okay. Anyways, back to the children's show.
Yes, Sky, the children's
She
show.
was very destructive with her powers, and in her destructive powerness, she turns her mom into a doll, as we'll later figure out.
Did she
But
blow up their house too, or light it on fire?
Light it on fire or
Lit it
something.
on fire,
and,
yeah.
Like crunched or something. Yeah,
And,
she's pretty psycho.
She's a
as
freak.
it turns out, the guy is the bearded guy who's also psychic. Is
Was a
surprise,
photographer.
surprise, a photographer. Also, it's actually Sabrina's dad, but Ash doesn't.
No.
Ash doesn't figure that out. It's like, you must
No.
be. Wait, you got a picture of her? You must be a photographer.
Like how even
like-
Pikachu was just like, dude, this idiot. He's my trainer. He's an idiot.
It's like, are you serious? And I don't think he ever figures out at the end of the episode either. Well, unless he sees the
I'm
fan.
sure he did by the
yeah.
end.
Yeah, it's like, oh, the photographer is also close to his mom. Her mom.
Yeah.
It's like,
And meanwhile,
Yeah.
Haunter went off to
Yeah.
just go kill some people.
yeah. Team Rocket is doing another plan to try and catch Pikachu, by hanging off a building, or something. I can't quite remember. the details.
I don't know. I just know Hunter's a murderer.
Yeah, he scares them off a cliff into a hole, and it's like,
They made the hole. I'm
No,
pretty
yeah,
sure.
they made the
oh yeah,
They
hole.
died.
they were
They
trying
fell off a scaffold of a building while they were cleaning windows.
yeah.
They
Yes,
died.
yes,
There's
they
no way
died.
they're not dead.
Well, you'll see that they never die. Really,
You should be
There's-
dead, Team Rocket.
Yeah, you should be dead. I killed that bit. Get it? See, some
I
things.
like the bit. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, you could keep it. I killed it and gave its corpse to you.
Yeah. I had no dumb Pokemon noises because I actually liked all the Pokemon
Yeah.
noises this time.
There was one I thought was not. I thought it was funny. I remember what it was, but it's not.
So Ash finds Haunter. It's like, oh my gosh, Haunter, you killed those guys. Oh wait, you're just trying
You
to
killed them for me
Yeah.
and Pikachu.
You're just trying to defend Pikachu.
I'll allow your
okay,
murder. That's what Ash said.
that doesn't make sense in the long run. How Haunter just kind of figures out where Team Rocket is and how he knows that they're gonna try to capture Pikachu. Like,
He wasn't. He was
Yeah.
just trying to murder them.
yeah.
He knew them from back at the tower.
But-
Thought it'd be fun to murder.
Anyways,
Hunter loves murder.
Ash's like, all right, come on, we gotta do the
It's a
fight.
kid show.
And then he goes back to Sabrina, and it's like, all right, this time I'm ready. Damn it, Haunter, and he's not there again.
Hunter gone.
Yeah, and he's like, I gotta figure out something. And does he pull out a Pokemon?
Well,
Oh.
So he starts getting attacked like he was
Yeah,
gonna get turned
yeah.
into a doll, and
Yeah.
Pikachu protected him.
Oh, yeah.
She's a homie.
Pikachu's an actual homie, not Haunter.
See, this is what happens when I don't take notes.
But I still love Haunter. Still one of my faves.
But then while that's happening, Haunter pops up and goes, and then Sabrina's like,
What was that again? What was it in?
Goes,
But there was a part 2 to his joke. He held up a freaking bomb
oh,
and he nuked her.
oh yeah.
Blew a bomb up in her face, and she's a sicko and starts laughing.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
It's like,
I also thought it was
that's
funny.
funny.
I thought it was funny.
You
'cause
almost killed me. That's funny.
He pulls it out. They're all just staring at it, and Sabrina's just like, and boom. It's funny.
Yeah.
Good job, Haunter. That's why
And
we
then-
love you.
and then
We stan
she-
Haunter.
And then she gets a sense of humor or something, or gets emotions, and then it's like, here, I'll give you a badge. You won.
One
like-
thing before the fight, I thought it was hilarious how Sabrina still brought the Brock and Misty doll with her to go watch the fight. She set him up on her chair so that they
Yeah.
could watch Ash die.
Also,
That was funny.
her mom is there. It's like, she's a good girl, I swear.
Yeah, the
She's
mom's
not
a doll
a psychopath. Just like every mom.
Too. Once again though, this is another battle that Ash wins by essentially cheating or by pity.
Yeah.
That like
Haunter
and
won the battle.
people out here wondering why Ash doesn't win any championships until much later in the series.
Yeah.
It's because of this. It's because he just cheats his whole
I
way.
bet you-
He doesn't actually win any of his
But
battles.
to be fair, he did call it out in this episode where
think-
he's like, "Dang, I'm kind of like ashamed. Does this
Yeah.
really count?"
It's like whatever, you had Haunter as an ally, and he kind of pulled it in. So
But Haunter doesn't go with him.
no,
Haunter
Haunter's not his
just goes-
Pokemon.
No.
He didn't
Yeah.
catch him.
Haunter wins the fight, and then Ash takes the glory.
Yeah, it's just silly. And that's that
Kinda funny.
episode.
Well, at the very end, are you gonna say what happened at the very, very
I
end?
don't remember.
Oh yeah, at the very end, there's a concrete truck filling the hole that
Oh.
Team Rocket fell in. They're like, "Oh my God, please stop!"
If they weren't dead
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy gets the brain dead award.
And then they
backs
and then
up.
they yeah,
Go ahead.
and then they
even look.
snap out of it and run away. It's like Team Rocket's playing again.
But it was
Yeah.
like that the concrete truck guy, he gets the brain dead award because not only is he just literally backing up into a hole and filling it in, he didn't even look to see
He
what's
didn't
in
look.
it.
Yeah,
Just like, yeah, it's a hole. I'm filling it in.
They're screaming, help! Help!
He
Was
keeps
there-
going.
Just like keeps going.
was there such a thing as a ghost type in Generation 1?
Yeah.
No.
Gengar, Haunter, and Ghastly.
Okay.
They're all ghost types.
Yeah, because I remember I didn't know about a whole bunch of types until like I actually started playing the games,
I think
because
it's
like the
fairy
trading
type, is that what
cards.
you're talking about? That's not in there.
No,
Fairy and
because the
Steel?
trading cards
And
they
Dark.
they lumped them under psychic.
Correct.
Yes, and so they had like the trading cards are much more simple because they want to like make the game more streamlined because it's a trading card game.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good way to look at
They
it.
even got rid of fairy type. They introduced fairy type and then completely axed it and just lumped all the fairies back into normal.
into psychic.
Oh, the psychic. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure some of them went to normal, right?
I mean, maybe like Clefairy did.
Yeah. Originally, who were in normal got back into normal, and they lumped some
It's
of them
not
back
normal.
into
It's
psychic.
colorless, sir. Colorless.
Whatever.
That's the right thing. It's not steel type in the trading card game. It's metal.
Really?
It's not electric type in the trading card
It's
game.
not rock
It's
type.
lightning.
It's fighting.
Correct.
Yeah. We always say rock type because it looked like a rock, but it's
It's not
actually
dark
fighting.
type in the trading card game. It's darkness.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to the next
Anyways.
episode. Next episode, the name of it was incredible because it's one of my favorite episodes. It's Primeape Goes Bananas. This episode slaps so much, dude. I love it. And like back-to-back episodes of some of my favorite Pokemon. Ooh, can't miss Pokemon. You literally can't miss. Anyway, so the group starts out. Ash decides to call Professor Oak. I don't quite remember why he decides to call Professor Oak. Do you happen to remember? Just does it.
Maybe he was checking on Krabby.
Just
I
checking
can't
in.
remember.
Just
It's-
checking
oh, he
in.
says, "Hey, I won my new badge."
that's
It's like,
what
That's what it was to show off the badge.
wow,
And
some
Oak's just like,
you got
you
4?
suck though. Like everybody
You
else
only
is
got
better.
You only got 4. Some of them have 5 or 6.
Yeah, and
It's
like you only sent me Krabby. Why you bad? Do better. You lost a Pokemon too? Like when your Pokemon left you? Wow, Oak's just roasting him,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Basically, anytime Ash talks to Professor Oak, it's just Professor Oak roasting him, saying, "Wow, my grandson's better." Or my nephew. Is it nephew? Grandson?
Grandson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gary's got 5 badges and 80 Pokemon or
And
whatever.
17
Yeah. And 17 hoes that he travels with.
Yeah, so Ash is pretty discouraged, and so Brock decides to make some donuts and helps him out. Some jelly-filled donuts. Nothing beats a jelly-filled donut.
Yeah.
As a kid, anytime they would say donuts, I was just like, what the freak kind of
What kind of
donuts are
donut
they
is
eating?
that?
The
Yeah,
weirdest
it's like,
thing
that's a
is
weird
like,
donut.
I just let it happen. I was like, yeah, it's a donut.
I
I
thought
did
it was.
not think
I thought
anything
it
of
was
it.
I thought it was the puffy donuts with like the cream in the center, like the jam in the
That's
center.
kind
It's
of what
like,
I thought too, but I'm like, why are they
Then
white
as you-
and black?
Then as you grow up and do some research, you realize that those are rice balls. Don't eat rice
Yeah,
ball. Eat a donut.
Onigiri. I
Yeah.
had no reason to ever believe that they were not donuts, though.
No.
I don't know why. I don't know what I thought the kind of donuts they were, but like, I couldn't tell that was rice or that was seaweed or that was like an artichoke or whatever the heck they put in those onigiri sometimes. I was just like, it's probably not an artichoke. I don't know what
Yeah.
the heck it is, but I was just like, yeah, it's a donut. Why not? I'll believe it. I had no reason not to. But anyway, they start making them. Then all of a sudden, the Mankey shows up and starts chilling, vibing with them, and they decide to give the Mankey a donut, and the Mankey eats, and it's all good. The Mankey is eventually the source of problems, though, as the Mankey attacks and takes the hat, Ash's precious hat. Ash is not liking this, though. Ash wants the hat. It's his favorite hat. He put in, like, I don't know how many coupons.
I sent in
million
1 million of them.
A million coupons into the Pokemon League to get in a Pokemon League official hat. Honestly, this made me love his hat. When I was a kid, I absolutely loved his hat because of this episode, and I always thought to myself, maybe I could send in coupons and get a hat myself. That's not how it works, kids. Don't send any coupons for hats. Sorry. Ash keeps trying to get it back. Meanwhile, Team Rocket's kind of just watching. They're just kind of enjoying the show. They're just like, yo, this will be great. Like, they're distracted. Let's take Pikachu. Ash can't get his hat back. He keeps losing. And then Team Rocket makes themselves known. While Ash is literally getting his face slapped up and he just taking them L's. Mankey's giving them L's. They show up to try to take Pikachu. They start attacking to try to take Pikachu. Mankey just walks up to them, wanders up, and is like, what are these guys about? What's going on here? Hello? And James isn't liking it, though. James takes the Mankey and drop kicks him.
He's like, what are you? Freaking boots it.
He drop kicks him. And when he lands, the Mankey starts glowing, and then it evolves into a Primeape. And it's not looking good for Team Rocket. Primeape attacks Team Rocket at this point. Jesse's angry, says, you know what, screw it, we're not going for Pikachu. Kill this Primeape. It attacked us. They start attacking, and they get into a scuffle, a kerfuffle. And
A kerfuffle.
And Ash and Pikachu notice the hat and decide to try to steal the hat and make a break for it while they can. Pikachu starts heading up for the hat. And Primeape, having that's his hat now. Primeape jumps up and goes, yo, that's not your hat. It's mine. Pikachu's sad, accidentally looks at it in the eyes, and then he gets attacked. And then Brock has this bright idea of like, hey, maybe the Mankey or the Primeape was just scared of us. Maybe it was just curious what was going on, just poking into our neck of the woods and seeing what was up. Maybe we just need to be friends with it. So he walks up and puts the Primeape arm around his shoulder, like, look, Primeape, we're pals. And Primeape's like, F you, dude, and kills him. kills Brock.
So
You should've gave him food,
Yeah.
Primeape was the one that
banana.
made a funny noise. He goes, "Bria!" Something like
Oh,
that.
okay, that's fair.
When
that's fair.
he made that noise, it was like,
It's supposed to be like
What?
It's supposed to be like a monkey and a pig.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
both, monkey and
yeah.
pig.
So that was another thing I was going to bring up was I didn't put two and two together that Primeape is a monkey pig.
Yeah.
And until Dexter said it, because Ash was like, "What are you?" And he's
It's
like,
funny
"It's a
'cause
pig monkey."
Both monkeys and pigs are like the closest animals to humans, because like pigs have kind of like the same like intestinal layout as a human kind of, and monkeys are primates, which are theorized to descendants of or ancestors of humans.
I love Primeape. It's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I love its nose. It's piggy, piggy nose. Where was I? Okay, so Brock died. Brock got killed. Ash starts to get killed as well. Gets murdered by Primeape. He starts running away. Primeape is chasing him. Ends up falling in a hole with the rest of Team Rocket. And I don't quite remember how they got out of that hole or how Ash got out of the hole. But Ash decides that he's going to catch this Primeape instead. And Team Rocket kind of just sits there and watches it all happen. And Ash sends out, he starts with the Squirtle. Squirtle attacks it with water, switches into Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur attacks it with leaves. It switches into Charmander. Charmander fires it up. And then Ash throws a Pokeball. And he catches it, surprisingly.
Yeah, he just like did a team attack. He did a Persona 5 team attack,
Like
baton pass.
Yeah, he did an all-out attack right there.
Yeah.
It was some baton passes, correct, yeah.
Or like the final smash in Smash Brothers, where you just like throwing a Razor Leaf,
The triple finish.
blaster cannon, and whatever Charizard does.
Blaster cannon,
yeah.
I like it. So Ash is like looking up. He's getting some W's finally after getting smacked around the whole episode by Primeape and Mankey as well. He's getting some W's. He got his hat back. He caught a Primeape. And he notices Team Rocket's down the hole, so he just throws Primeape in there. He just tosses
Kills
the
him.
ball in there, murders them. Primeape murders them, and it's hilarious. And they did it. They W. It's their win, and they make their way out to the next city, which is Celadon. This is one of the first episodes in the rest of the series that follows a very similar format. We already saw it somewhat with like Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. Honestly, Squirtle's in my opinion is not as good. It's still good. It's a fun episode, but the Primate episode really, really, really lays in thick of like every time Ash catches a Pokemon, it basically follows this format where the whole episode revolves around this Pokemon and Ash goes out to catch it and like they team up in some way with the Pokemon that he catches and that's how they win the episode. I guess he doesn't necessarily team up with Primate this time around. He kind of just tosses the Primate into the hole and kills Team Rocket, but regardless, I love it. I love Primate, one of my favorite Pokemon, along with Haunter as well. And the reason why, going back to the very beginning of the episode, that I think that I had to have had this VHS is because I remember these episodes so fondly that Haunter and Primate both became some of my favorite Pokemon. And the only way that I could have ever seen that happening was if I had the VHSs. And I think this VHS had to have covered these episodes too as well, so... Yeah. Go figure. Love Haunter, love Primate. Don't really care for Gengar. Don't really care for Ghastly. Man. But Haunter, that's my jam. Love Haunter.
Another fun thing that I noticed or caught in the episode too, and I don't know if you guys caught it or not, but when Mankey first takes Ash's hat, he starts messing with Ash to where he does Ash's throw animation where he turns his hat backwards and he like winds up. And when he did that,
a donut?
I think he throws a donut. But when he did that, I freaking busted up. It's just like even Mankey's making fun of it. But in my head though, I'm like, this is the first time these guys have met.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know to turn his hat backwards.
I thought that was funny.
Mankey's so good. Dude, the whole line is so good. And the new one, Annihilate, that came out in Scarlet and Violet. Oh, I freaking love Primate line. It's so fun. So good. But that's the episode, really.
Isn't there a third evolution now of him?
Yeah, Annihilate.
Annihilate. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love him. And like the episode was pretty dang good, too. Honestly, all 5 of these episodes pretty dang bangers. Not a lot of, like, mess ups in my opinion other than just saying Pikachu use electric. The Pokemon noises, honestly, I'm a fan. Primate does sound kind of goofy, no doubt about that, but I mean, like, I don't know what else you make Primate sound like.
Primate.
I don't want that for sure.
Primate.
Especially because he's supposed to be angry, you know? He's supposed to be this angry thing. Oh, I forgot to mention, after Team Rocket got sent flying, it shows them right at the end of the episode. They land in, like, a pit of tons of Primates.
Yeah.
And so... they just don't win. They just L. That's all they're taking. That's it, though. That's all I have.
Yeah.
Monkey.
Like I said in the beginning, and you guys already mentioned too, this was a lot better of a batch than last month's last episode.
Also, isn't it around like advanced that they start having more legitimate battles? Or sooner.
You see that at the end of the Indigo Plateau or Indigo League, where they actually have like a tournament arc kind of thing.
Yeah. And like from that isn't.
Oh, even the Orange Islands has a little bit more of like a tournament style too.
Is then from then on, each Pokemon battle doesn't have like some goofy third party interference.
Yeah, it becomes more of like an official thing where they do official kind of style battles.
Yeah, because even the beginning of Pokemon Adventures, like they used Red would get in there like freaking Jotaro and start taunting the Pokemon. But you said they were like stands, pretty much. Yeah,
kind of. And it's more so just like the trainers are kind of like fighting the trainer himself. It's like I don't know. You'd have to read it.
Yeah, so, I know. I saw the video you made. So,
are we halfway through the Indigo arc? Isn't there 60 episodes in it? 60 plus or something.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I can't remember.
I just know Orange Islands comes in around like episode 80-ish, I think. And
Tracy's in it then, right?
Yeah.
So Tracy sketch it.
Do they? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. We'll get to it eventually, but
we'll let you guys know beforehand, like when we start getting to more like the quote unquote banned episodes, as well as like the movies and stuff. Because we're gonna try to like just squeeze the banned quote unquote banned episodes in as like an actual episode in the number count, and then the movies will have their own dedicated episodes. But yeah.
Yep.
Well, that is it, everybody. Thank you guys for watching this week's episode of our Pokemon Watch-Along. It's always a blast. Let us know your thoughts down below. Let us know your favorite Pokemon or some of the moments that we missed that we didn't talk about that you thought were noteworthy. Leave that all in the comment section below. And feel free to subscribe to the podcast. It's really fun. We got it on Spotify and YouTube.
and lots of other places like
Yeah.
Stitcher and Apple Podcasts and
Wherever you get podcasts.
pretty much. Yeah, I did a good job, and I finally got everything ready to go. I think probably at the beginning of the year I did all that, but I did it.
Yeah.
You can get audio podcasts anywhere now.
Yay. That's it. Thanks for watching, and gotta catch them all. What's our
I don't know. Just have a good life, but keep catch. I don't freaking know. We never had one, did we?
keep catching life.
Keep catching your life. Bye.